撃旋風脚。これが実力の差ってやつさ。
Hi everyone, I'm True Soul, and this is my review of the SH Figurarts Street Fighter Ken. Whew, guys, I cannot tell you how long I've been wanting to get my hands on a Ken action figure. Not only is this the first Street Fighter toy that I have, but this is also the first SH Figurarts action figure that I have. So we're going to be taking a look at my favorite Street Fighter character together. Some of my most fondest memories of Ken growing up is probably back when me and my brother, we played a lot of Street Fighter EX3, which is my personal favorite Street Fighter game. I know it's not part of the regular like Street Fighter canon or like the lineup or anything, because it was made by it wasn't even made by Capcom. It was made by Arika, who made Fighting EX Layer. But that was my favorite Street Fighter game, like hands down. Me and my brother used to play it all the time, man. It was just so fun how you could like cancel into the different combo attacks, man. And yeah, I pretty much always play with Ken. I would play with other people, you know, here and there, but primarily Ken was my guy. He used to play a lot of Street Fighter EX3, and I also used to play some Street Fighter Alpha. Those are the two games that I remember the most. You know, playing Street Fighter, period, and you know, playing with Ken. Didn't really play like Street Fighter 1, 2, 3, stuff like that. Like, didn't really play any of those. Didn't really play Street Fighter 4. I didn't really play Street Fighter game again until 5, I think it was. Yeah. Woo-wee, but enough rambling, guys. Let's go ahead and get straight into the review, starting with the overall look of the figure. Now, I've seen a couple of reviews myself of this figure already, because I was trying to figure out which Ken I should get. I was conflicted whether or not I should get this SH Figurarts Ken or whether I should get the Storm Collectibles Ken. So I watched reviews on both of them, and I know some people actually didn't like this Ken all that much because he looked kind of like a generic Ken, if that makes any sense. He didn't look like he was made from any specific Street Fighter game. You know, his hair doesn't look quite like what you see in any of the games, even though it's a little reminiscent and other things like that. But I personally didn't really mind that. I kind of like having like a Ken that's not necessarily from any in particular video game as my, you know, my, don't want to say default Ken, but this is pretty much going to be my Ken for my collection. I'm probably not going to buy any other type of Ken. I didn't really like the Storm Collectibles one because he looked really buff. He looked like He-Man, but he was wearing a but he was wearing a red gi. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna get this SH Figurarts Ken. He's a little on the small side, so some of my toys he doesn't really scale well with. He seems to scale well with like the Power Ranger Lightning Collection. He seems to scale okay with them, and not so much Marvel Legends. Most of the Marvel Legends characters are way taller than him, but you know what, that's okay. So yeah, overall in terms of the look, I like this Ken like a lot. I couldn't help but being really drawn to his orange gloves, which, when I think back at it, I don't remember if Ken had orange gloves in any games. It's been a while since I played some Street Fighter, okay? I can't remember. But they look kind of cool. It definitely kind of like draws your attention to it because it's like the rest of his outfit is red and then he has these orange gloves. But I like them. Also, because of the fact like when he does like shurikens, like his fire is like orange looking. So you know what, it works, guys. All right, let's go ahead and move on to articulation. And guys, I really feel like when it comes to articulation, SH Figurarts does a really good job. Almost every part of the figure that you would like to be articulate is articulate. He has some really good head movement and neck movement. He's able to look down a good bit and up a good bit. And the gi, since it's made out of kind of like a soft good material, it doesn't really hinder articulation. And the hair, it conflicts with it a little bit, but since it's short, you can still kind of look up a good piece. He can do total 360 head. His shoulders they have like a little joint in there, so you can hinge them back a little bit and forward. Also, they can stretch out a good piece, and the joints in the arms are also really good too, where they able to bend back a good bit. It actually kind of took me by surprise. Every time I pick up this figure, it's like I find a new joint that I didn't know was there. Now, when it comes to like the torso, you can't really see it because the gi's in the way, but he does have what looks to be an ab crunch, and I think he has a swivel in the waist section as well. Of course, if you bend it too back, you'll see the inside, so yeah, just don't do that. He also has what looks like a ball joint in his leg, and it has an ankle pivot, which I really like. Yeah, this SH Figurarts is it's a totally different ballpark, man. I'm really not used to seeing these kind of joints on a figure, but I like them a lot. I remember a while back, now that I think about it, a while back I had ordered I don't even know what it's called, an SH Figurarts. So it's one of those models that supposed to help you with your drawing. I don't necessarily consider that an action figure. That's why I say Ken's my first one. But the joints on that thing really caught me by surprise too. Like, there's just so many different ways you can pose the figure, and you'll see that when I show you my stuff with Ken. If there was one thing I had to say, maybe the legs are a little bit hindered, but still not that much, because his pant part is not made out of soft goods. That's actually plastic. But even then, I mean, I'm not gonna complain, because I can still get him in all the poses that I need to. As far as I'm concerned, if you can get Ken into all the iconic poses that he does in the game, if he can do a Shoryuken and a Doken and a Tatsu, I mean, that's a good figure. Alright, guys. Let's go ahead and move on into accessories. And I think the accessories are probably the most interesting part about this Ken, and also shows just how cool and interesting SH Figurart figures really are. Okay, Ken comes with 2 default punching hands. He comes with 2 open hands, which I think are used for if you want to get him to a Hadoken pose, and he has his index finger hand, which is kind of like his little like get over here so I can beat you up kind of hand. And he also comes with 2 face plates, which is a smirking face plate and a yelling face plate. And the thing I like about those things is I was kind of sitting here looking at the figure, trying to figure out like how am I supposed to put this on, because his hair's in the way. But on the front of the figure, you can actually pop off the front part of his hair to get to his face, and then you can pull that off, and then you can put another face on, which I think is really cool. It would have been kind of cool if he came with either like a winking face or like a face like where he got punched. That would be kind of fun to put him in poses with those kind of faces, but I'm content with the faces that we got for this figure. And last but not least, probably the most important accessory that Ken has is his fiery effect for when he does his Shoryuken, guys. Man, guys, I'll tell you what. I think probably the Shoryuken is, at least Ken's version of doing the Shoryuken is probably my favorite move in all of Street Fighter. Especially like when like Ken started having like the fiery effect on like his attacks, man. It was just so cool. And I really like him in Street Fighter 5 because he seems kind of more like his new character. He doesn't seem like just a color swap of Ryu. He kind of seems like he's his own guy now, doing his own cool, unique abilities and attacks and stuff, which I think is really cool. Well, here I am rambling again. I really need to stop, guys. I'm sorry. It's just Ken is literally my favorite fighting game character ever. But yeah, in closing, guys, I really like this Ken figure a lot. And this has actually got me interested into looking into the other figures in the line, you know? I mean, look, Ken can't just be sitting here all by himself. He needs some people to fight. You know, like his good friend Ryu. I'll have to look into the SH Figurart line to see what other characters they have. I'm gonna try not to, because again, I'm prioritizing Star Wars here. This isn't a Street Fighter action figure channel, so thing is, if I do get Ryu, I might be tempted to get Chun-Li, and then I might be tempted to get Guile, and then I might be tempted to get Bison, and then I might be tempted to get Akuma, and you know how this goes. But we'll worry about that when we get to it. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Let me know down in the comments below if you have this Ken action figure. What do you think about him? And what do you think about the SH Figurart Street Fighter characters compared to the Storm collectibles? I don't really like Storm collectibles all that much. Yeah, they're taller, but they seem a little too beefy for me personally. Although when you play Street Fighter games now, almost everyone is beefy to an extent. Oh man. Alright, guys. Oh, also be sure to follow me on my Instagram, as I'll be posting all types of different photos of my collection, whether it be Star Wars, Marvel, or even Street Fighter. You'll see all my photos there. And also be sure to follow me on my Twitter, as you'll stay updated whenever I make plans for a new video. Alright, guys, until then, be sure to like, subscribe, and go to my channel to check out other videos. Catch you later.
今日も技が冴えてるぜ。